The following podcast is being brought to you by the Defy Life Podcast Network.
This week on the Defy Life Podcast, the guys give their movie recommendation for the week. They discuss defensive players in the NFL draft, and they answer a listener question and wrap it all up with some trivia. Let's get it.
Yeah, that's what it is. I guess we gotta do it then. You alright? Two, Poo, Money, West Coast. Let's get it. Strap in, let's take a ride. Oh yeah, it's about that time, right? Been waiting all week to get to this. It's finally time to defy life. Let's chop it up. Keep it real, no other way. That's what we do. We might disagree, but it's all love. Guarantee we gon' speak the truth. Yeah, this hit different. My guys with me, now who's with us? Stick around for a few minutes. It's contagious. You'll get it. You downloaded the realest. Don't feel us, forget out. You not rocking with Defy Life, then what's your life about? This ain't Defy Life. Told you. This is Defy Life. I'm gonna let this ride out though. Welcome back to the Defy Life Podcast, powered by the Defy Life Podcast Network. This episode is sponsored by Bud Bottles, home of the Bud Bottle and the Bud Freshener. Please visit budbottles.com for your odor eliminating needs. This is episode 153. Y'all come on in, wipe your feet, close the door behind you. I'm your host, J.R. Glempf, joined as always by my wonderful co-host, Alvin Glempf. What's good, Al?
Man, I'm chilling, brother. I feel like I just had a Yosh flashback.
Oh.
And I feel like I need theme music.
Oh, okay.
I feel like, remember that Jadakiss song? The champ is here.
Yeah. Right.
The champ is here. The champ is here.
No doubt.
That's my on the trivia.
Yeah, right.
Bringing the chip for the flagship.
Right.
You know.
Man.
Yeah.
We gonna definitely talk about that in just a second. Everybody, if you're wondering, Thomas Stevens will be here shortly. He had to clean up naked face, naked hands, and naked something else. I don't know what it was. So can't be out here.
Don't be going.
Right. Can't be out here this time with naked face and naked hands and naked other things.
Now is not the time.
Now is not the time.
Keep your face wrapped up. Keep your hands wrapped up. And keep your thing wrapped up.
Right. Can't be walking around here letting everything hang out naked. So Pooh be
here
short.
Do it.
You walked in the studio, he was like, "Oh no, boy, you gotta turn around. Go wrap all that stuff up." So we sent Pooh home, and he got an occurrence, and he'll be back shortly. So
okay.
But yeah, man, you mentioned it. Let's talk about it. So Al, congratulations, you are the newly crowned Defy Life Trivia Battleground Champion. How does it feel? So you have a few days to bask in it. How does it feel?
Man, it feels awesome, man. You know, it's like you walk around feeling like you're a little smarter.
Right.
Feel like you accomplished something. And you know, it's always good to win something. I mean, you know, those of us who enjoy competing, you know, it could be just racing up the stairs. And if I get there before you, I'm like, gotcha. So felt good, man. It was a real good competition all around, all of the shows, and even the last show, you know, started out strong and just kept on flowing with the momentum. So enjoyed it. Shout out to the contestants, and good job to you and Regular with the moderating and the hosting and the questions, and so yeah. Right. Good to be here. Good to be here.
No doubt, man. Yeah. So those of you who have listened, you know, Al is the champ. If you haven't, go check it out. It's very entertaining episode. Al jumped out quick on the lead. He found a category that he found a groove in, and and coasted on through the end. It was such a good episode that we have a listener that says they want to be in the competition next year.
Awesome.
Well, next season. So when we do it again, guy I played ball with in high school was like, yo, I got to get in on this trivia next time. So he's been a long time listener. So shout out to you, Prime Time. I told him I'd let him know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Leave it to me to become king, and now all these folks coming out the woodworks want to challenge you. That's all right. That's all right. I've been here before. Bring it on.
No doubt. Yeah. So me and Scott already, cooking up ideas for the next one. So, you get it's a shame that we are on shut-in, on quarantine, because, normally you'd be able to walk around our offices in downtown Nebraska and wear your championship belt and tell all the losers to go get you coffee and get your stuff off the printer. But, you're still going to make it work.
I'm like, you know what? I hadn't got to that phase of my gloating, so I got to figure out a virtual way to do that. So maybe I'll start sending text or something like that, just to show people that they're not the champion and I am. So
yeah,
I got to
just randomly show up on their Facebook posts talking shit in the comments.
Like, oh, be quiet. You ain't the Defy Life Trivia champion. Hell, you know about this subject. Let somebody who a champion.
You know I'm the trivia champion, right?
You know that, right? I'm just saying. I'm the champion.
Yes, you got to do that. I'm looking forward to this.
I might even change my voicemail or something like that.
Oh, man.
Hi, reach Alvin Limp. You know I'm the Defy Life champion, right?
Right.
Please leave your name, number, and time you called, and I'll get right back to you.
And then on Facebook when people have like stupid ass middle names, like Sonya, Living My Best Life Smith.
Oh yeah.
You gotta change yours to like Alvin Trivia Champion.
Trivia champ. Limp. Stop playing. I want more respect. Man. Respect that, man. Put some respect on that name.
The possibilities are endless.
I might do that. Too long, too bad, because I'm a vanity plate type of fella.
Oh man.
Too bad I'm the Defy Life champ. It's too long for a license plate.
Yeah, man, that would be great.
Yeah. Oh, the cop would have to be like, it was a white Honda Accord license plate. I am the Defy Life champion. It's a Georgia tag.
Run that.
That's Alvin Clem. We ain't got to run that. We know what that is. Defy Life champion.
Right. Like, man, we see you everywhere. You got billboards and Facebook statuses, all kind of stuff. We know who you are.
Is it too much to ask people to just start referring to me as champ? Like if I was like the heavyweight champ?
I know it
like,
champ. Champ. I know it don't hurt to try.
I'm just saying, I might think about that. I might think about that's another possibility. Something to throw up on the wall.
Matter of fact, hey, when Pooh come back on, we'll test it out.
Okay.
What's up, Pooh? Refer to you by champ for the rest of the show.
Just call me champ. Yo, champ, what you doing, man? What you doing, champ? Champ.
Pooh got trivia. He be like, it's on you, champ. Where we going?
Champ, which number you want? Oh, yeah, I like it. I like it.
Oh, man. Yeah. Well, yeah, man. Congrats again. And, let's go ahead and run it on through. Wait for Pooh. Yeah, and as usual, a little bit of house cleaning before we get too deep in the show. As always, we want to shout out our patrons. Our patron shout outs this week are to Ladine Glimp and Ernest Davis. Ladine was one of our first patrons. Of course, she better have been. And and Ernest has been a patron for about 8 months now. So shout out to you, Ladine. Shout out to Ernest. Special shout outs this week. But as always, shout out to all of our patrons. People always ask, what's the best way to support Defy Life? Well, go to patreon.com/Go Defy Life and become a patron. You can help support our growth and allow us to host events and continue to work in our communities. So just go to Patreon at any level. You appreciate it. So and we'd like to keep you guys involved. If it wasn't for you, we couldn't do all that we do. So again, shout out to our patrons.
Yes.
And as always, you can listen to us at defylifepods.com and everywhere else your favorite podcasts are available. Also, check us out at GoDefyLife.com for our written content, and at DefyLifeGear.com for our branded apparel. Did I get it all in there?
I think that's it, my brother.
I think I got it in. Now let's get on to some business. Oh man. So as always, since like I say, I'm a lifetime Laker fan for the last year. So so I'll put it this way: as always, for the last 2 weeks, we are going to give our movie recommendations for the week.
Yes.
So see what do you have a chance to check out any new movies or?
Let me say, I did watch Uncorked.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yes, just to kind of give a co-signing of previous shout outs to that movie. I did get to watch that, and it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Like the storyline, good acting, funny at times. New faces. So I thought they did a good job. Nice to see, new city, new city setting and everything, and barbecue, of course, that always catches my attention.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely thought that was a good movie.
True. Yeah, I appreciated it that they focused on like subtle aspects of barbecue. Getting up early in the morning, getting the fire started. The way they was cutting the ribs, like stuff, these little details that you notice when you've been around it all your life. It so much so that I was like, man, they just need to make an entire movie about barbecue. That'd be dope. But
that would be dope.
Right? But yeah, so good. Glad you got a chance to check it out, and glad you enjoyed it. So yeah, what's your recommendation for this week?
So I'm trying to think of this movie. Oh man, hold on. Go to yours. Let me go ahead and let me think about it.
Yeah, mine. I've been hearing about this movie for a while, and how good it was, and just never had a chance to check it out. So this weekend I was like, man, I got up like mad early. It was like, I got a couple hours. Let me check out this movie. And it's really good. It was A Star Is Born with Bradley.
I feel like I've heard that.
Yeah, with Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga.
Yeah. What'd you think about that?
It was dope. And I figured that many people couldn't be wrong completely. So I was like, either it's gonna be like really dope or it's just not gonna be for me. I was like, it ain't gonna be whack, I'm sure. So it's really good. Kudos to Lady Gaga for her acting chops, and for her. I didn't know she could sing like that. Like she can blow. And Dave Chappelle makes.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, Dave Chappelle makes an appearance in the movie in a pretty substantial role, like for about 10-15 minutes. But that's what made me really want to watch it, because I don't know if you saw on Netflix that Dave Chappelle won the Mark Twain Award for comedy.
No, what's that?
It's kind of like, I guess it's like a Nobel Peace Prize. It's like a Nobel Prize for entertainment.
Gotcha.
So he won it for comedy, and they had the special on Netflix, the ceremony on Netflix, and Bradley Cooper. I didn't know that him and Dave Chappelle were that good friends. So he was talking about how much that scene meant to him when Dave was, with him and Dave in the movie. And so I was like, yeah, I can check that out. So that's what made me watch the movie, and I was highly pleased. Impressed by Dave Chappelle's, serious acting chops. Again, Lady Gaga showed out. Bradley Cooper's, always does a good job on everything. But yeah, cool story. Really good twist. So good. I watched it again when my wife was like, "Oh, I want to see that." So she watched it, and I kind of was halfway on my phone, halfway watching it again with her. But yeah, it was one of those movies where I knew she was going to cry, and she did. But yeah, definitely check out A Star Is Born. I think you'll like it.
Okay. So I was trying to remember the name of the movie. The name of the movie is Knives Out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So comedy / mystery. a little thriller ass, but um, I've always liked mysteries, and I think part of it is this. I'm the guy that me and my wife when we watching it, it's like, oh, it's so and so. Oh, I think so. I'm always that's what I really like about mysteries or thrillers, trying to anticipate or predict the plot. And this was one that had a surprise or two.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I liked it. Good actors, everybody, probably a good half the crew or more people, solid acting. But the whole idea is just this: it's a crime novelist. He's found dead at his estate at 85th birthday, and it's a detective. The guy who played, you ever saw the girl with the spider? Was it the spider tattoo?
Yeah, I've seen that's like a few. The girl with the dragon tattoo.
The girl with the dragon tattoo, the first one, right?
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
The guy who plays the guy who plays the protagonist who's chasing the woman down, trying to figure it out, right?
Yeah.
He's a detective in this movie, and so good movie overall. And definitely would recommend. If it's not a serious movie, it's not just a light with comedy, and but also giving you opportunity to try to play whodunit detective.
All right.
So,
yeah, I enjoyed that one too. So good one. Yeah, man. So y'all definitely chose out. I don't know, Pooh, you in the house yet?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, got you up. I saw you out there. And what's your recommendation for the week?
Oh man, I stumbled upon this movie. What was it? Saturday. I had already seen it, and I was just we were channel surfing, and I stopped and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, Chiquita, this is a good one. And I couldn't remember everything, so that what made it even more even better, that I couldn't remember everything, so it was just like watching it over again.
Right.
But Prisoners.
I don't remember that.
With what is his name? Hugh Jackman and Terrence Howard.
Yeah, man.
And is it Viola Davis? She's in it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, solid.
I might need to go back and watch that one. I can't remember everything from it either, but I remember it being pretty decent.
Yeah, the name sound familiar, but I can't think of the plot now either.
Yeah, solid.
Cool. Yeah, man. So yeah, y'all definitely go check those out. Again, A Star Is Born, Knives
Out.
and Knives Out. And so y'all definitely check those out. And we'll be doing this week to kind of give everybody some recommendations, and also what's up?
I just had to look up Prisoners. Yes, that is a great movie. Yeah. And it is one of the movies that you can watch and then kind of go a year or however long, and then kind of come back and watch it, and it's like, oh man, yeah, I forgot that part. Or
Right.
Yeah, I still enjoy it. Yes, that was a good movie.
Cool. Yeah, man. So and then also start looking forward to again, not just our releases for our recommendations of the week, but I think for our patrons to kind of get y'all through this quarantine. Kim from Everything, Anything, Everything, and Nothing will be putting together a list of like a top 5 for movies, albums, books. So she's going to start putting together a list for our patrons for to get them through this shut-in time, to kind of give them something to be entertained by.
Nice.
So but yeah, I'm gonna definitely go back. Prisoners, Pool. I gotta check that out again.
Yeah, check it out, man.
Cool. So we last couple weeks we've been kind of giving thoughts position by position on the upcoming 2020 NFL draft, which will be a virtual draft. Like the whole league will be playing Madden. Virtual. And so we've wrapped up the offense, our defensive players. Before we get into the players, guys, I got a question. So, and of course, everyone, next week we will be doing our live mock draft. So there'll be about 5 guys on here, including Pooh and Al, doing a mock draft on the spot. So that should be fun. But I want to ask you all really quickly. So before we get into these defensive players, who do y'all give me one name? Al, you first. Give me one name who you think might be a surprise first round pick.
So I think this guy has the ability to go first round, third, or fourth. Jalen Hurst.
Oh wow. Go.
And I think if somebody falls in love with him, he's going first. Especially late in the first. If one of these teams who've been to the playoffs and can take this opportunity to develop a quarterback, because or even Pittsburgh. I mean, maybe not in the first round, but I mean, I just think there's teams that have established quarterbacks. Green Bay, but might want to take this risk. But I think if he slips because no one has fallen in love with him, then that gives an opportunity for somebody like Dallas, somebody like the Jets, like somebody who has a young quarterback but could use this pick to develop a really, really good second quarterback and potentially fill in if your young quarterback gets hurt over the next year or two. Because I think this guy can play, and it's just a matter of whether or not some team thinks he's ready to be their franchise quarterback. So that's my Jalen Hurts.
That's a good one. Pooh, what say you? Who do you think could be a surprise first rounder?
A surprise first rounder. Well, everyone's always searching for for a lockdown corner, and with the emergence of the true freshman down there at LSU, I can't remember the true freshman's name, but Christian Fulton kind of took the back burner when like the last 6-7 games of the season when that young man emerged. I can't remember his name, but I think he can definitely
who's his dad's name? He's a junior. You know what I'm saying? He's a junior by name.
Okay.
His dad played in the NFL.
Yeah.
I can't remember who it was.
Yeah. Kids,
right.
He's an animal.
Right.
We got to Google that and get his name out before this episode's out. But Christian Fulton, man, I think he's gonna get in the first round.
Cool. Yeah. Fulton, and considering like the lack of depth
right.
Yeah.
It may not be such a huge surprise if he goes in the first round, because I mean after Jeffrey Okudah and the C.J. Henderson. Somebody, if those two top 15, somebody needs a corner in the second half of the first round. Fulton's probably your next guy off the board.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Definitely a good possibility.
Right. So let's see. Mine. I think a surprise first round will be Joe Burton. No, I'm just kidding. And Joe going first.
Get out of here. They already structuring that kid contract.
Right. But you mentioned cornerbacks, Pooh. I think a name, and you probably going to like this, but a name that may start flying up boards over the last, stuff starts moving kind of fast over the last 10 days before the draft. But A.J. Terrell, the cornerback from Clemson.
Fast. He got good speed.
Right.
Good length, too.
Yeah, that's what I say. He's tall, long corner with good speed. He's got to clean some stuff up technically.
Yeah. But,
he's a ball of clay. And, teams love those kind of guys. They feel like, hey, if all of my guys that I wanted at any position are off the board, let's take this kid with the potential and see what we can do with him.
Right. And I went back and I've watched the national championship game at least 4 times. And, dude, he was there. He was there. The ball was practically 3 inches over his fingertips. I mean, he was there. And, it's definitely a game of inches. But like I said, Joe Burrow, he's an NFL quarterback, man. He has that preparation, that accuracy. They have definitely pro receivers. And he was putting the ball where only the receiver could get it. So, I mean, look at those frames. Terrell was there.
Yeah, and that's and we talked about this before, a few weeks ago. With some experience, some more reps, and coaching from an NFL level, if he can, get his head around quicker and get better, get more and more ball awareness and while the ball's in the air, because it seems like when the ball's in the air, he kind of panicked. And then he brought himself back together and just missed the play. So those inches, about a split second, you can change them completely.
Right. No, I totally agree, because he definitely could have made a play on three of those balls. And I was like, yo, just turn around, get your hands up, you can pick it off.
Yeah, but especially when you go on the team you're going against is, first all pick a quarterback, a first-round receiver on one side from this year, another first-round receiver from next year on the other side.
Next year, right. So, tight end.
Yeah.
It's going to go in, the first 4 rounds, first 3 rounds.
Right. So, it's definitely, a guy who can, again, he's got all the tools. So it's just a matter of him, whether he can put it all together and get in the right system. And, of course, if you land in the back end of the first half, you're probably going to be in a better system.
Right.
So but it'll be interesting to see. There's always a couple guys we never expected to go in the first round. But yeah, so we got 9 more days. By the time y'all hear this out there, it'll be 8 more days into the draft. But yeah, that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to start with the defensive linemen. So we mean strictly guys who play mostly interior defensive line. So Pooh, what do you think about the defensive line class? Who's your top guy and who's your sleeper?
Let me get my homework up. Okay. Interior, outside.
And this year we don't have 19 Clemson guys on this list.
True. Of course, man. Probably the top of everyone's list gonna be Derrick Brown out of Auburn. Mm-hmm. He's a stud, man. He plays in a I guess in a conference where, you have to be a complete dog up top, up front, and Saturday in and Saturday out, he showed that he was definitely a top dog.
Right.
So I definitely want to throw him out there as my top guy. Yeah. And to answer the question, I think it's pretty top heavy. I think they can go like 7, 8 deep, but top heavy as in some good guys, some really good guys, some talent at the top.
Yeah, I agree. I think with Brown, and some people think Javon Kinlaw is better than Derrick Brown. It's kind of the two up top, and then after those two, it's a substantial drop off until the next group. So you're right. Like, it's some good players in the 3 to 5 range, but those two are definitely the top dogs in this class.
Right, and I'm gonna go with Neville Gilmore out of Oklahoma.
Yeah,
as my sleeper. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That's my sleeper slash. He has a lot of talent. So from where he's going to be drafted,
right?
He has a chance to be a steal. For a team.
Cool. Yeah, I like Gallimore a lot. Al, what say you? Who's what are your thoughts on the class? Who's your top guy and who's your sleeper?
I think the class is, for D tackles, I think it's a good class. Not the best, but I think for D tackles, I like what you see up top. I think you got a couple of guys that should make plays early on, and then I think when you scroll down the list, I think you probably got another 5 or 6 that should have some long careers in the league, and probably even got some all pros down there. But I'm one of them guys. I think I like Kinlaw as my top guy. Yeah. I think just his size. His height, his power. I just think he's gonna be a hard person to move out the way. Especially, he's still got enough rawness to him, but I think has a high ceiling. I think he has a high ceiling. So I like Kinlaw. Oh man, I definitely like that the brother from Oklahoma. Don't see him play enough to know that he's one of the guys I think is gonna have a quality career in the league. My sleeper is dude out of Ohio State, Hamilton, Devon Hamilton.
Yeah,
and just run stopper, can still get to the pass rusher too. I mean to the quarterback too. A good pass rusher. So I like those types of guys coming into the league that can get to the quarterback, but can still also play the run. So I like he was a beast when they played Michigan.
Yeah, Gallimore was a beast, and Gallimore from Oklahoma, and Hamilton. Yeah, and that's the thing with Hamilton is just like he was such a high recruit that he played so well when he as a freshman that people thought he was going to be like all world by the time he was a senior. Never really happened, but he was consistent throughout his stay there. So it'll be interesting to see. And a lot of times with guys like that, it's just that they're so used to dominating off sheer physical ability that they don't have to push themselves. So it'll be interesting to see what happens on the next level when he's going against dudes who can whip his ass every play, and see if he kind of steps it up another level. So that'll be interesting. Yeah. But yeah, I think you're right. I think that the it's definitely top heavy this class. With again, as y'all kind of pointed out with your picks, Kinlaw and Derek Brown, they kind of there's camps for kind of plead a case for both of them for being a top guy. But then you do have a second group, which is a drop down from whoever your second guy is. And then, again, so I like Kinlaw by an edge just because I think he's more versatile. I think Derek Brown is more interior only. I think you can slide Kinlaw up and down the line and he can still be as effective, at any position. And my sleeper, kind of a guy who's not gonna be a big pass rush guy, but he's kind of more of a classic, clog up the middle and let your linebackers make plays. You don't get a lot of stats, but Benito Jones out of Mississippi State. I'm sorry, Ole Miss. Benito Jones is, he's like a fire hydrant tank, like Casey Hampton type. So like 6'1", like 330. So, guy who ain't gonna get a lot of, wiggle on the inside, but he damn sure gonna clog up the middle of the lane, and he may give you some decent snaps early in his career.
Man, you're looking for that. If you can get that in the draft at that position, I mean, you take that.
Yeah, and especially in today's NFL, with those guys who usually go, and like 10, 12 years ago, those probably be first rounders. But with today's NFL, where it's such a pass heavy league, you can get that guy in 4th, 5th round and, plug him in and play. It should be an interesting look at the defensive tackles because, again, it's a different league. So those guys have to be able to rush the passer as well as stop the run. Edge guys, so pass rushers, guys who play either with their hand in the ground or standing up as 3-4 outside linebackers. Al, what do you think about the class? Who's your top guy and who's your sleeper?
I think we're repeating a lot of this in that it's top heavy in this draft, except for wide receivers, right? So
right.
I think that's what makes this draft real unique, in that you got one or two really really exceptional, and then but the wide receiver in comparison makes you say, oh yeah, this is top heavy because it ain't like the wide receiver core. But when you look at this class, you can't like Chase Young is not only the best end, but some might say the best player in the draft. So I would definitely put him at the top.
Right.
I think he has the ability to be electric, and curious to see, what team actually drafts him, if there's a trade or if somebody actually passed for a quarterback or what happens. But assuming he goes to the Redskins, as a Cowboy fan, I kind of wish he'd go somewhere else. So that's my thought on Chase Young. He ain't got to go to the Redskins.
Right.
So then the sleeper, and I think there's the guy from LSU was good. So I think there's still some quality up at the top. I even like but the guy, like, this is who I'm trying to find his name right now. I think he's at Florida.
Jonathan Gennard.
Not that guy.
Oh,
I like him. But the other one, Jabari Zuniga. No, and so he's just somebody who, I always like to check out the edge rushers and just who's that freak? Who's that guy that you didn't really think about, but shows up in the combine as somebody that, after a year or two, that third year, maybe first year special teams, maybe the next year he's rotating. But that third year, after sitting, being mentored by the vet, getting that real good coaching, some couple of off seasons under your belt, he turns into a double digit sacker type guy.
Kind of like DeMarcus Lawrence did.
Kind of like DeMarcus Lawrence did. Who's that guy? Right. So that's somebody who I'm looking at as a sleeper, Jabari.
Okay. All right, Pooh, what say you? What are your thoughts on the entire class? Who's your top guy and who's your sleeper?
Man, I've been looking, man, and I've been, I guess, checking out tape, and I haven't really heard or I guess seen a lot out of the pass rushers. Of course, definitely, Chase is the guy.
Who's the offensive guy, if y'all didn't know?
Right. He's an absolute freak. But I've been reading and watching tape, so I guess I've been trying, to check the pass rusher because I need another one out there. But I like the guy. What's the other kid name? Terrell Lewis. And I don't have a sleeper, but I have a guy that and I know you didn't ask this question, but he's gonna be drafted pretty high because he's a low coming off the edge. He reminded me of Leonard Floyd with all that speed and freaky, athleticism. But what's the name? I just had his name. Chason.
Oh, K'Lavon Chason.
K'Lavon Chason, man.
Out of LSU.
Out of LSU because I don't see any moves. I just see get off the ball and trying to beat the tackle or tight end or whatever around the edge. I don't see a counter move. If he doesn't time it well, or if he doesn't get off the line, or if he doesn't get a second or counter or a third move, I think, like I said, I think he's going to go very high, top maybe 12, 15. But I think he has a good potential to be a bust, a la Leonard Floyd for us.
All right. Yeah. Chason's like...
Well, that wouldn't be bad for you guys. What are you guys drafting at? 17?
Yeah, around there.
17, yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think he'll make it that far.
Me either.
Yeah, he, like you said, he's a freaky bendy dude. Those dudes
and young,
and young.
Yeah.
And I like him, but like you said, he doesn't really have any moves, and if he has, he doesn't have a pass rush plan. So it's kind of like he goes with the first move, and if he gets stuck on the block, he's done.
Right.
If he can't beat you with speed, he doesn't really have a plan. But what I do like about him is his effort. He's one of those guys who will chase down backs and screens and from the backside and chase down receivers 30 yards down the field. So I like his effort.
Right.
So that's a good starting point. When you're talented and you work hard, we can work with the rest.
Yeah.
Right, I agree with that.
But you're right. Those kind of guys can be bust too because they may not ever develop a pass rush move.
Right.
It could take them 4 years to be You know, you look at somebody like Bud Dupree, who really took him 3-4 years to actually develop pass rush moves, and now he's dominant. Or he could be like Leonard Floyd, who still hasn't done it. So
still haven't done it, right?
Right. But yeah, I think. Again, Al, I think you're right that it's kind of top heavy in this class. There's some, you know, like most pass rush class, there's some, you know, guys who are athletic and who played at smaller schools or are going to have to, you know, change from defensive end to outside linebacker for any reason that he's going to be projects. But you know, the guys at the top, of course, Chase Young, I think that's everybody's top guy. And I think my sleeper is a guy probably most people haven't even heard of. It's Alex Highsmith out of Charlotte. You know, he's not overly athletic, but he's got some burst off the line and really quick first step. Only concern with him, and he's got short arms, so he has trouble getting off of blocks. But you know, he's when you look at a guy from a smaller school, the first thing you want to know is, did he dominate that level of competition? And he did. So I think he's going to be a solid project. A guy like you said, Al, who may take 3-4 years to kind of develop, and then by year 3 or 4, he's ready to go.
I mean, I think, you know, when you're looking at investing with the draft, I think those first, you know, your first round, second round, you want to see early production. But when you get, you know, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, that's when you are looking for, maybe you're looking at free agency, you know, after a year or two. Like, where can I get somebody knowing that right end, he's going to leave me after his first contract.
Right.
So maybe I can start building in that position, have this dude in the rotation, and then when it's time for this guy to leave, I'll have somebody who I've developed to take his place.
True.
You got to be thinking long term.
I forgot about Curtis Weaver from Boise.
Curtis Weaver's kind of polarized. What you think about Weaver, Pooh?
I mean, I think he's solid from where I think he's going to be good for where he's going to go in the first round or not. But if you can get him in mid, second, third, I like man, I can say I like him more of a prospect than I do McQueen. But I mean Chason. But that's, I guess that's only because we had the Leonard Floyd project and he flopped. Right. So you know he's solid getting off the edge. You know, he has a little strength with him. So it just seemed like he may be able to do more because I guess that's why I am with him. I guess that's a bad way to look at things, is, you know, gauging him off Floyd. But that's what I'm looking at now. So I'm kind of. But I think he seems solid. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, when it comes to Curtis, like, Dallas has had a lot of success with defensive players coming out of Boise State.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And so I definitely had him on our radar, and just as somebody who to exactly what I described. Have somebody come in, and it might not be the guy this year,
right?
But somebody you building so that next year he's your replacement.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of torn on Weaver. So one, I guess the thing that jumps out first is he looks like he'd never been in a weight room in his life. He's pudgy. He's bad body. And so that kind of makes you question his work ethic. But on the field, he gets shit done. Like, he got, you know,
yes, he does.
You know, the stats are there. He's getting sacks. You know, he's not extremely explosive, but he's agile enough to chase down, you know, mobile quarterbacks and, you know, change directions.
Right.
Again, I think it's going to take some development, because you don't see many, you know, fat outside linebackers or defensive ends making an impression. You know, and sticking around long in the league. Eventually, those soft tissue injuries start to catch up with you. But, you know, if he can get some time in the weight room, drop a few. But I think he's a guy who's gonna have to play with his hand in the ground. I think some team's gonna could make a mistake and try to play him as an outside backer and put him in coverage. And no, he's this kind of guy you want going after the quarterback.
Right.
You know, so I'm kind of torn, but And then that's the tough thing is like you look at a guy like Chason who you want him to be the first guy getting off the bus because he looks like he's a beast.
Right.
But the production's not there.
Right.
But then you got a guy like Weaver who you're like, nah, let somebody else get off the bus first. But he gonna get you, but he gonna get you 12 sacks a year in college. So it's kind of production versus potential. So I don't know. We'll see. But Weaver's a guy who could, possibly land second, third round and kind of give some early contribution as a pass rush specialist. But yeah,
and it's the weight, and you get an improved body with somebody because you figure the guy's not that physical athlete, but still productive. How is he getting it done? Well, he's probably getting it done from maybe studying tape. Might be getting it done from maybe leverage or whatever it is. But you know what I mean. But it's going to be things that now if you mix in the improved training and weight room activity. That dude might be a solid NFL player.
Right.
So, yeah, I like to see players like that, succeed because you start as special teams and you put in the work. They might get into your rotation.
Yeah, it's like call it the Udonis Haslam effect. Guy just totally transforms his body and becomes a beast.
And you stop pulling for that guy.
Right.
Like, he put the work in. Look at it.
It's right. It's admirable. Yeah. Yeah. So next up, we got off-ball linebackers. So, guys who are going to play off the ball, definitely standing up as linebackers. Al, what do you think about the class? Who's your top guy and who's your sleeper?
All in all, I think you got, honestly, I don't see any studs. Like not good players, like really good players, but I don't see like when I see studs, like I'm talking about like I don't see that
year with Devin White and Devin Bush, like those kind of studs.
I don't see them.
Right.
I don't see them. I don't see them. Solid guys though, because I really like Murray out of Oklahoma. I think he's always around the ball, good speed. And was a good leader, and played physical. So I like that about him. I watched enough games to see he's a playmaker, and he gets there. And when he gets there, he's usually physical with it. Right. So I'll take him. My sleeper, I'm gonna go with. I guess I watch enough college football just to like you find guys that it's like, well, who was that guy who made that play? And kind of go back and look at them and be like, oh, that's so. I guess I watch enough Big Ten with Ohio State and Michigan that my sleeper is going to be Harrison, Malik Harrison. Yeah. Somebody that just makes a lot of tackles,
right?
And just play solid. And I think he's going to get into the league and, like somebody like the Jets, match him up with Mosley and say, okay, you go to work. And, Malik in a few years, you're going to take over for Mosley. So, yeah, that'd be my sleeper.
Okay. Yeah, I like Harrison a lot. Pooh, who I already know where you're going because I heard you questioning now. But what's your thoughts on the class? Who's your top guy, and who's your sleeper?
The class, I agree with you guys. Is you don't have a lot of monsters out there. Guys that's household names. But sleeper, I'm gonna go to the Big Ten as well. I'm gonna go with Michigan. Josh, what is it? Uche?
Josh Uche.
Uche.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I pretty much like that kid. He, produced a lot of production. Yeah. He was definitely pretty solid. Right. I like the kid Patrick Queen.
Yeah.
I like Patrick Queen. He was all over, and I probably only seen LSU play maybe 2 or 3 games, and And when they were on defense, that's the name I heard, McQueen. They said he came on late. They said he came on late. He had trouble maybe. What, did he get injured or learning the system or something like that? Oh, no, he wasn't even starting, right?
No, he wasn't starting until 4 games into the season. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they cut him loose, and he was all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
So I really like him fast. No.
Oh,
No, building the suspense.
Okay, yeah.
And of course, my top guy is Isaiah Simmons.
Right.
He's gonna be all over the field.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about him.
Yeah, he's gonna did a lot of scrimmage. He's gonna be covering backs, tight ends. He's gonna be playing the middle third. He's gonna be everywhere. He reminds me a lot of the kid from State. What's the kid? State defensive player, rookie of the year.
Darius.
Darius Leonard.
Leonard.
He reminds me a lot of Darius Leonard, as in, just all over the place, nose for the football, right. Just relentless, and he's a better coverer, but I don't know if he's as physical as Darius. But Isaiah Simmons, my guy.
Yeah, when Al said ain't no studs out there, and you started questioning him, I was like, oh, I know what Pooh thinking. Pooh got steam coming out of his right now.
But see, it's like it's hard to even see what his position is. I kind of forgot about him though. But yeah, he's kind of that monster position. And all right, I like him. I like him.
But that's the tricky thing with him is, like, we see, especially in this transition of the NFL, we're going to kind of positionless players on defense, especially. Guys like him don't really have a position. It's a bunch of slashes out there. But a lot of times when you do get those guys and teams try to make them that versatile, they don't really stand out at any of those positions. You can just put them I can play free safety, but I'm gonna get toasted every fucking play. I can right. You know what I'm saying? I can play it. So a lot of times you get guys that are just teams, versatile for the sake of being versatile. But Isaiah Simmons is one of those guys where he kind of excels everywhere you put him. Of course you don't want him lined up outside the corner, but he's a good blitzer. He's a good cover guy. He can chase down the ball. Be a run and chase guy, linebacker. You can line him up in the deep middle. So he's effective for anywhere you put him. He kind of reminds me of Julian Peterson. I don't know if y'all remember Julian Peterson. Played linebacker for the Seahawks and the 49ers.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right, but I remember there were certain games where the Seahawks would actually put him outside at corner. If the situation called for it, he'd walk out and follow a tight end or receiver out the slot, follow him out to the outside, and cover him. I like Simmons. I think at some point, he's somebody's going to have to settle on a position for him. But it's good to have that kind of chess piece.
Right.
But yeah, I absolutely agree. I think if anybody's going to be that stud, it's probably going to be Simmons. I like Kenneth Murray. I don't like his instincts. I love his physicality. I think he's kind of a see ball, get ball kind of guy. I don't think he kind of sees things before they happen, like a lot of good linebackers do. But he can definitely grow into that. Of course, Simmons is my top guy. My sleeper, I'm going to the U. Shaq Quarterman. He's an old school thumper. Guy kind of remind me of like Vince Williams. Guy who's you ain't gonna want him a lot in coverage, but for 2 downs you get him in 6th, 7th round. You take a stud who can kind of cover you tackle to tackle and get there with a bad attitude. I'll take that guy, in the late rounds and kind of shine on special teams. So I like Quarterman.
Okay.
So next up is our cornerbacks. Pooh, what are your thoughts on the cornerback class? Who's your top guy and who's your sleeper?
I do think the top 4. I think they're solid. Top 4, top 5. I think you can. They're they're prospects. You know, like you said, you can mold them. Pretty good speed, pretty good length, pretty athletic, and of course, I do think the top guy is what is it, Okuda from Ohio State. Yeah, I definitely think he's solid. Then you have the kid C.J. Murray. You know, he's solid, and of course I named Christian Fulton, and you know A.J. Terrell. You know, coming in 6'2". I think he 6'2", around 4'3". So I think they're kind of. I think the top that you can really get them out there on the field probably you know right away in certain packages, if not full time.
Okay.
And my sleeper would be Terrell.
Okay. Cool. All right, Al, what say you?
As it being drafted in the second round and you know top 10 guy.
Right.
Yeah. I think you got maybe 2, maybe 3 potential lockdowns. You know, like that guy that I still think you're going to get good corner play. Probably, I'm going to say 9, 10 deep, maybe even more than that. Like, so I think there's some quality corners in the draft. Good speed, good length, even a couple of good tacklers, you know. So I like that. My top guy is Okuda, but I like Henderson from Florida, like right behind him. But I'd separate with Okuda. But I think a team that gets Henderson would benefit as well. So I think his speed is what attracts me with Henderson. So I see some mocks with Henderson going to the Cowboys. And with the loss of Byron Jones, I'll be okay knowing that we drafted it in a sleeper. So I'm gonna go. Now I'm gonna go. I like this kid out of Mississippi State, Danzler.
Danzler.
Cameron Danzler. But I just don't think his career is really as a cornerback. Maybe like, I can see somebody like that maybe transition into safety. But like with some time, I just don't know if he has a speed to be out there. But I like the way he plays though. So like, I like the way he plays. I can see him, you know. Maybe the slot. Maybe, you know, spending some time in the slot, but he's kind of tall for that too. But I just like the way he plays. He's a guy that even maybe plays faster on the game, but you know, in the game, but he makes plays, and I like that about him, even though he's kind of slow.
Okay. Yeah, he is a bit. He ain't a blazer. All right. Yeah, I agree with y'all. I think this class, especially after the top 2, again, there's a drop off to the next guy. So after, you know, obviously Okuda and C.J. Henderson, you know, there's a drop off after them. I agree with Pooh. I think they're closer than most people think. I would give Okuda the edge, just because he's been doing it longer, and you know, he's more consistent. But you know, C.J. Henderson's right there with him. So I go Okuda as my top guy. My sleeper is going to be Darnay Holmes out of UCLA. He's a guy he was a late addition to the Senior Bowl and shined when he got there. So it increased his draft stock a little. But you know, not the biggest guys, 5'10", about 190. So he can play outside, he can play in the slot, and he can also play safety. He reminds me a lot of, and I keep referencing Steelers here, but he reminds me a lot of Mike Hilton. It's a scrappy guy who can, you know, physical. You can play him anywhere you need to back there, and he's going to be effective. Short tackler. You know, I think he fits best as a nickel corner, but nickel corners today are starters. So I love Darnay Holmes.
Definitely. I like him. He made a lot of plays. I like him.
Yeah,
I like productive
me too.
players. Like the speed and all of that and size. That's all good to note. But when you're watching games and people are making tackles or knocking down balls or I like to see that, and I made note of that.
Right. I'm like Jimmy Johnson with that shit. I'm like, God, but can you play? That's what I want to know. So.
Yep.
So last, definitely not least, Al, what are your thoughts on the safety class? Who's your top guy and who's your sleeper?
So I don't see a Jamal Adams in this draft. So that being said, every draft not gonna have a Jamal Adams. I think, at this day and time when it comes to safety, if you can get solid, somebody who's not gonna give up big plays, you'll take that because, there's just not a lot of Jamal Adams. There's not a lot of the brother that's with the Ravens now with the Seahawks.
Earl Thomas.
Not a lot of Earl Thomases, you know what I mean? So, but at the same time, it's a position that you need to fill. So if you can get somebody that's quality, I think that's something that you'll take. But the top of the draft for me is a safety out of Alabama, Xavier McKinney. Somebody that has done it in big games, all around. He gets interceptions and can get sacks, hits, forces fumbles. So I like McKinney a lot, and I talk a lot through the mock draft. You look at him enough, and you see this guy's every now and then being picked as a potential Cowboy pick. But I think that kind of slowed down once we signed HaHa.
Right.
But so I like McKinney as my number one dude. So when it comes to the sleeper, so I like Georgia's number one safety,
J.R.
J.R. Reed.
Right.
Is somebody who he's steady, makes good tackles. Not going to give up the big play. So I think if he can get in the right system, because a lot of times these safeties, it's easy to get put in the wrong system and the wrong safety. You know what I mean? Like you ain't supposed to be. Sometimes they put safeties who's supposed to be in a box, and they putting them way 30 yards out away from the line of scrimmage. So I think in the right position.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was me. I didn't want to mess it up.
No.
You there?
Yeah. All right. Pooh, who's your thoughts? Who's your top guy? Who's your sleeper?
Okay. Before I jump into that, I'm gonna pivot for a second about my surprise of the draft. I think it's gonna be George Love. I think he's gonna end up going top 15.
Okay.
I think he's gonna end up going top 15.
Wow.
So, okay. Safeties, man, I think it's a pretty solid group. I think it's going to be a lot of starters drafted, per se, in the second round. That's what, makes it pretty deep for me. You got Grant, Delpit out of LSU. Yeah. He's solid. You also have Antoine Winfield, Junior, the third, out of Minnesota.
Yeah,
Junior,
I like him.
He's solid. You also have, what's that kid's name? Give me 1 second. What is Ashton? Is it Ashton Davis?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Out of Cal.
Yeah.
And then my sleeper kid I really, really like, small school, Jeremy Chin, out of Southern Illinois, 6'3", 220. That's my sleeper. He has attributes. Oh, and my number one guy is Simmons. Safety. So
how many times you gonna throw him in the list?
Hey, I'm double dipping because I think if they play the kid single high safety, I think he's a monster. I think if he's in a traditional defense where it's two safeties in the back, I don't think he's gonna be able to throw on his side of the field. 6'3", 6'4", running 4.3, long, athletic. I mean, I think he'll be a monster. If he's in a traditional defense, he's gonna be a monster.
I give you credit. You loyal, Pooh. I ain't mad at you.
I mean, I'm looking at him, and I'm looking at Eddie Jack. What happened?
You brought the facts to back it up, though.
Yeah,
true that. And let me just say this, Pooh. If Jordan Love does slip into the top 15, someone as a Cowboy fan picking 17, that sounds great news.
Right.
Oh, something gonna slip to you?
Yeah.
I mean, probably a lineman because I'm just looking. I mean, I don't know what the Panthers are. Oh, okay. The Panthers signed the kid, so I don't know. There's a lot of speculation going on with the Raiders. Of course they do love speed, but they're saying Gruden not in love with Carr, and then you got the Bucs may get a replacement for Tom Brady down the road, so they may take him at 14. Mm-hmm. So I mean, I'm just looking, but I think he's going to end up going top 15.
Okay.
That'll be fine.
No, it will be. It definitely will be.
But yeah, I ain't got too much different than what y'all already mentioned at safety. I actually think I like Delpit for his higher ceiling than McKinney. I think McKinney's solid, but I'll take Delpit in his higher ceiling. My sleeper, I'm gonna go with another Clemson guy. I like Kayvon Wallace.
You like Kayvon?
I like Kayvon.
He's a playmaker.
Yeah, he's kind of. I mean, I'm not comparing the two as players, especially considering what the guy I'm about to say did on the pro level. But he kind of reminds me of what Brian Dawkins was like at Clemson.
I can see that.
Yeah, so
I can see that.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Not saying that he's going to turn into Brian Dawkins as a pro, but I like him. They kind of remind me of each other in their college days. But I like Wallace. He's a guy who's probably not going to go to the 5th, 6th round. A little undersized, but like you said, he's a playmaker, really physical, and definitely comes from a good system. So those are the kind of guys you take a flyer
Smart,
on around, right?
Film study, because if you watch a lot of his plays, man, he knows the route.
Absolutely.
He knows the players from film study.
Yeah.
A lot of his picks. Even he should have had a pick 6 in the national championship game.
Yeah.
He flat out dropped it. But I like him as well though. He's definitely smart.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, again, the draft is in a couple of weeks. So, less than a couple of weeks. So it's April 23rd through the 25th. So next week, again, we will have our live mock draft. So you'll definitely get ready for that. And we're going to jump into a commercial before we come back with the listener question and the trivia. We'll be right back. If you're into all things comics, you have to check out Take a Knee for Marvel vs. DC, your go-to podcast for comic and superhero discussion, debates, polls, and more. Tune in as Regular Scott and Ozzy Killmonger chat about your favorite comic topics, and you never know who may show up for an open mic or what will be next on their favorite One Gotta Go. Take a Knee for Marvel vs. DC, every Sunday, powered by the Defy Life Podcast Network. Welcome back to the Defy Life Podcast. It's episode 153. Definitely check out Regular Scott and Uncle Oz, Ozzy Killmonger. Those guys over at Take a Knee for Marvel vs. DC. They do a great job. People love that show, including us. We're going to get into our listener question for the week. Our listener question comes from Erica in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Erica wants to know, Pooh, you first. Erica wants to know, what's the one thing you do that drives your wife absolutely nuts, and vice versa?
Man, it seems
my wife gonna do
like
whatever she's
nowadays,
doing
everything.
really, really slow so she can hear what I gotta say.
Right. Hey, it seems like nowadays everything I do, gets under her skin.
Right.
Hey, bro, especially the quarantine. Like I'm gonna tell a story. Like, she really spazzed out and blanked on me for no apparent reason. And so, I'm in the restroom doing my thing. I guess that's TMI. But she was like, yeah, you just do too much. And I was like, what? Yeah, you just do too much. You do too much. I was like, yeah, what are you talking about, man? Using the bathroom. Yeah, I know. And you use too much toilet paper. And I was like, what are you talking about? So she going off on me talking about using too much toilet paper. So I guess everything right now is getting under her skin. So, but I guess the thing that probably really gets on her nerve is not hanging my clothes up or not putting my clothes away quickly. Like, let's say I take it out, I might fold it up, put it on the bed, or put it, fold it up, put it on the bed, put it in the dirty clothes, or for jacket, I'll fold it up, put it on the thing instead of putting it directly on the hanger. And she hates that. You doing this, you're gonna have a big pile of clothes. And I was like, what are you? No, I'm not. I'm gonna put it up before I, get in the bed. But she absolutely hates that. She hates that.
Right. Okay.
So, but me, you know what I hate. Please do not put damn dishes in my dishwater while I'm washing dishes.
Yeah.
Dude, don't do that.
You don't like that?
I blink. Hey, hey, I'll be in the
kitchen next to you.
Yes,
right.
Yes,
Sit on the counter.
Okay.
Yes. Sitting next to me because I'll be in the hemorrhage.
Right.
Like, I'm just so up in the night.
That shit just screams to me like, here, boy, do these two.
Yeah, just utter disrespect,
Right.
Yeah, watch this shit too. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do me that way.
Whether I sit in the water or sit next to the sink, I still watch it.
Nah, but that's cool though. That's cool.
Right.
That's cool. That's funny because we just had this question on my show on Speak the Truth, and that was my pet peeve.
Oh, for real.
Yeah, that's funny. And of course, she said, well, you just saying that because you don't want to wash those dishes, you're lazy. And I was like, nah, I'm saying that because I don't want you to put no dish in my water. Don't be sunning me like I'm a little kid, That's what don't be sunning me like I'm a kid. That's what I want. But yeah, those are mine, man.
Wow.
Oh, man. Al, what do you do that drives your wife absolutely nuts and vice versa?
Great question. Erica from
Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
Murfree.
I have trouble with that word too.
Yeah, I had Murfreesboro. Okay,
yeah.
Good looking out. Great question. And so let me just say, after going on approaching 25 years of marriage, over the 30 years of knowing somebody, the list of what has driven my wife absolutely nuts is very long. Like, just because
right.
I am. I have pretty much been I am who I am type of a guy all of that time. So the things that, over time she has been like, that motherfucker. Oh. Some of it I changed, some of it I did not. And it's just, but at the same time, like, at the time, people get over stuff. And it's like, is it really worth me going absolutely nuts over and kind of pick your battles and shit? So,
Oh, you there?
So you just gotta navigate that, and let's see. So the one thing that I do that drives her absolutely nuts, one of many, would be the fact that I like to stay up. I a night owl type personality, so I might be up working, I might be on the internet, might be watching a movie, something, but I just don't retire to go. I'm not the, it's 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock. Let me go lay in bed for a little while before I go sleep. No, I'm the type that I'll go take a shower or jump right in bed.
And what is it with that? I mean, what is it with women that they don't like us to not go to bed when they go to bed? I never got that.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
But it drives her. That's one. That's one that over the 3 decades has been consistent. Like that's a problem.
All right.
So I try to get better, and I go through streaks, but at the end of the day, like my natural preference though is, especially if I'm into something, I'm caught up and I'm doing something, then
right.
I'm not just gonna be like, oh, let me stop. I'll try to knock it out, and I'll rather put the time in than finish it before I just go to bed.
Right.
Vice versa. The thing that came to mind is when she cuts me off while we're arguing.
Yeah.
And I could be talking and it's just and it's like, oh shit. And especially, and everybody cuts people off. So I mean, I can't say I haven't done it, but I try to give people, go ahead. I'll let you say your piece. No, go ahead. I ain't going, because I don't like it. So I try to respect that. So then when it's now, now let me go, and it's my turn. I'm sharing, and it's like, well, what the fuck? I just let you finish your shit. I can't finish my shit.
Right.
And then it gets into a cut off Olympics to where, you cut me off? Sure.
Right.
And so, in those moments, in those conversations, we are not being our best versions of ourselves. Mm-hmm. We are really stooping to being real petty.
Right.
But it be like that sometimes. And but yeah, I'll give it. That's the one thing that kind of drives me nuts.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, as we discovered in our couch sessions, I'm perfect. So my wife, I'm just kidding. But as we also discussed in our couch sessions, Al, like you, I'm a spitter. So even more so when I drink. So like if I'm out, so she hates it when I spit. Like if it's on the porch and it's on the on the concrete, and she hates that. She come out there and stop this fucking spitting like I hate it. So that she hates that shit. And I try to curtail it, but like Al, I'm sure you understand. Sometimes you can't control it. You just gotta let it out.
She hates that. My wife hates that too.
Yeah.
What's your vice versa?
So vice versa. I'm not gonna copycat because one of my pet peeves is getting cut off too. So I'll just say that really quickly. That yes, I concur with you. But my wife has this thing where, and she did it last night. So in one of my go to sleep and wake up in the middle of the night. So last night I called myself going to bed early. And for me, early is 11. So I was like, yes, I'm in the bed by 11. And I slept till 1. And she was still up because her grandmother's sick. So she was talking to her cousin, who I've never met before. And she's on video chat. And, of course, I just woke up. I got drool and all kind of shit on my face. And she go, hey, Jay, you got to meet Christine. Come say hi. I'm like, fuck no. I'm like, no, why would you do that? But she does that all the time. And usually she only would give me a warning. This time it's just because she was across the room and she had to but usually she'll just say hey to Jay. And she'll just put the phone in my face. And I hate that shit. One, I'm not a big talker on the phone anyway. So if I don't feel like talking to somebody on the phone, I'm not going to be on the phone. But, she likes to just throw the shit in front of my face and make me talk to people. Put me on the spot. I hate that shit. So that's mine. So
damn, that's what I tell you. My list is to be long as fuck. That's something else she hates about me. Because I've done that to her a couple of times, and she'll look at me like, motherfucker. And I'm like, oh,
you do it to her.
So also wants to talk to you.
Yo.
Oh yeah. This is something I do to her that she hates. Another thing on the list. Yeah, she hates that.
Hey.
And I'll do that, but like, and part of it is me being like, I know you don't like to talk on the phone, but you need to talk on the phone. This is somebody you should be talking to. This is somebody you should say hello to. Let me just pull you out your shell and say hello.
Yeah, don't do that.
But that ain't right. That ain't right.
Nah. Hell nah. Oh man, I hate that shit. But yeah, you're right. I'm sure all three of our lists could be a lot longer with the shit we get on our wives' nerves about. But Erica, you asked for one. I'm just gonna give you one. So yeah, but really good question. I like it when
I was gonna ask.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna ask my wife the question before I answered, but I didn't want to taint my response with her response. So now I'm gonna ask her.
And she probably would have still been talking.
It would have been a long ass list,
right?
And so she said 72 was the way I drive, and then 73 is I can't save money, and then 74.
It's like 3 hours later. Oh man, yeah. I didn't even think to ask my wife this question because I don't want to hear it. That's just gonna remind her of other shit that so I just I'll go with my own opinion. So my wife would just be she'd be like in the 70s too, and then she would just be like, and look at you blinking your eyes and breathing and shit. Like, why you gotta do that?
Why you gotta do that?
Right.
That could be a segment all in itself.
What
my wife hates about us.
Writing that down. We'll talk about that after the draft.
What
cool.
I was hating about us.
Wow. Pooh, you okay? You ain't used too much toilet paper, did you? You got choked up, did you?
Nah, I'm laughing. I was muted. I was laughing.
Toilet paper check.
Right.
Yeah, you doing too much. And I was like, man, tripping, man. Hey, yo, I was like coming out the restroom when I was like, nah, what the problem is, you people around the corner look at me wipe my ass. That's the problem. So, she really wasn't, but I had to say something to fight back.
Right.
And I was like, yo, I'm gonna go for a ride. Yo, I gotta go for a ride. Yo, I gotta get out of here.
Right.
So I gotta get out of here.
Oh man.
But I like my ass in pieces.
Right, man. Damn. Oh man. Well, appreciate it, Erica. Thank you for the question. Sorry we did get to it a little late. Yours got pushed back last week because regular Scott jumped in front of you. So, but good question nonetheless. Y'all keep these questions coming. Again, we highly appreciate it. We have a lot of fun with these. And if you do want to ask a question, or if you disagree with something we say, or if you just want to get some shit off your chest, you can email us at info@godefylife.com or find us on any social media platform at godefylife. Y'all ready for some trivia?
Yes, sir.
All right. Pooh, what you got for us? Pooh, what you got for us?
Oh, my bad, man. I was sneaking a drink of water, man.
Oh, my bad.
My bad.
I thought
Here we go.
Someone wiping your ass.
Yeah. Oh, man, we doing this water challenge, man. And I didn't drink any water all day.
Word.
That's the challenge?
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's like a gallon of water a day or something.
Mm-hmm. So, you supposed to drink?
Right. I thought that's the bad challenge if you ain't drinking the water.
I started late.
I was like, that's the challenge? To drink no water?
No, not two drinks.
So now you try to squeeze a gallon in an hour.
In an hour.
You try to squeeze a gallon in 18 minutes.
Yeah, I won't get any sleep tonight. I'll be so full.
Man. Right.
Hey, but I can't lose though. You know.
True.
Yeah, you know how I feel about that. I can't lose.
No
All
doubt.
right, trivia. Here we go. Everything's 10. Y'all hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, everything's 10. We have the oldest NBA MVPs from 1980 and up. Okay. So it's only three. It's only three. So we have 10 questions total, but it's only three of those. I'm going to give you one hint word, and you have to guess it off of that. All right.
Okay. All right.
Got me? Okay. So we have oldest players to win NFL MVP from 1980 and up. And again, same thing. I'll give you one hint word, and you have to guess from there.
Okay.
All right. And I have Olden. I'm tripping. Oldest boxing champs. Oldest boxing champs. So I suppose that's in history. So those are worth 10 as well. I have 4 of those. So all in all, there's 10 questions. Each one of you gonna get 5 questions, and the tiebreaker will be a spelling contest. I already had the 2 words pulled up, so hopefully we won't.
Hopefully we won't get there and have to embarrass ourselves.
All right. Well, not to brag, I was a spelling bee champion at Spear Street Elementary in first grade. So just want to let you know that.
True that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got credentials.
I got credentials. I was runner up in second grade. I fucking misspelled musician. I was hot, but yeah. So let's bring it on.
Oh man, you couldn't even spell musician.
I
ain't
7.
scared of you, man.
Hey, go ahead, y'all crazy. Hey, but so what it is, you name the category, and I'll go straight down the line. Like I said, there's no value. All the values are 10, so I'll just go straight down the line. So,
okay.
All right. Al beat me last week. If whoever plays me beats me right now. So,
speaking of which, Al,
the Neek Street country.
right. So last week, remember when Pooh said, "Man, I need to get Money in West Coast back on so I can win."
Yeah.
So, so last Wednesday when the show dropped, it's probably like 5:00 in the afternoon. I get a text from West Coast, and he said, West Coast said, "Tell Al, I appreciate the shout out, but tell Pooh, fuck him. Me and Money coming for his ass." And at the time, I didn't know what he was talking about. I knew he was talking about something on the show, but I totally forgot Pooh had dragged him through the mud, right? So I was like, I'm laughing. I was like, man, I gotta go back. I ain't even listened to the show yet. I said, I gotta go back and listen. I said, what Pooh say? He's talking about. So he put it in quotes. We gotta bring back Money in West Coast, so I can tell Pooh fuck him. And if I come on, I'm gonna do his Neek Streak. So West Coast and Money.
True that.
Oh, that's funny. That's
West Coast
that
got
is
there for
funny.
Pooh. So yeah, so that shit was hilarious. So Pooh, now you got enemies and you on the Neek Streak. So.
Wow.
I see that.
Talking all reckless.
Right.
People listening, talking reckless.
Hey, I'm just being truthful. That's all.
Yeah. That's why I told him. I said, man, I don't think Pooh won in 2020.
Man, go ahead, man. Streak ain't like that now. Yeah.
It sound like it.
No, man, it ain't like that.
29 and counting.
I mean,
Right.
the streak is pretty long now. It's fluffy.
It's
you know.
substantial. As Money would say, it's a lot. But
it's a lot. Right.
It's a lot.
Right.
Well, yeah. So, all right, go ahead, Al.
I'll take oldest boxing champ.
Oldest boxing champs for 10. Okay. The Cornish-born fighter represented New Zealand. Okay, at the professional level, and his adopted home would have been proud to have him, thanks to his impressive personal record of 63 victories, 59 by knockout, 8 losses, 4 draws, and 7 no contests in 82 bouts. He was 40 years old, 182 days when he became champ.
George Foreman.
George Foreman is Incorrect. His name is Bob Fitzsimmons. Okay. Let me put the thumbs down to signify that you.
Damn, you can't just put a 0 or something. So
No use. That's all.
I thought you said you were just going to one word, supposed to figure it out.
No, that's only for
MVPs.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. I was like, damn, it's a long hint.
Right.
No, these are traditional questions.
Yeah, I was hoping though because I was like, maybe I get one of them long ass hints too.
I was at least gonna try to get it right before I corrected you. You see how dirty I am, right? I was like, nah, I might get some points out of it first.
Right. All right. Let me go. And you said they're all for 10, right?
Correct.
Okay. Let me get oldest NFL MVPs.
Oldest NFL MVPs. Your hint word is Charlie Garner.
Rich Gannon.
Rich Gannon is correct.
Yeah.
Why was who's Charlie Garner?
Charlie Garner was his running back with the Raiders.
Oh yeah.
And they had Charlie Garner and Tyrone Wheatley.
Man, y'all, you was talking about Money and Al. Money and West Coast. I don't put their names on here for trivia.
You trying to beat the boys any way you can, ain't you?
Jay. Okay, Jay, you have 10. Okay, Al, what you want?
Let me try oldest NBA players.
Oldest NBA MVP?
Yeah, oldest NBA MVP.
Okay. Gold Rush.
Gold Rush.
Yeah, Gold Rush.
Kareem?
Damn, I thought I was going to get you. Good job, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And he was he won MVP at 33 years of age in 1980.
Wow.
So these are the top three. So
How old was Gannon when he won?
37.
37.
Wow.
Yeah, I should have said that. Y'all don't let me get by without saying the age. 37 in 1 month.
Wow. Right.
Jay,
let me go back to NFL MVPs.
NFL MVPs. T. Martin. 5, 4.
Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning is correct.
That was when he was with the Broncos.
Yeah, with the Broncos.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Penn.
5, yeah, to 55. He was 37 and 10 months. His birthday, what they wanted. Let me see. He was 37 because his birthday was in March.
Okay.
So right after the season, March 24.
Okay.
So what's that? 37 and 10 months.
Yeah.
9 months and 8 months. 37, 8 months. Bugging. All right, Al.
Me do NBA oldest.
NBA oldest.
Mm-hmm.
Mormon mission.
Malone, Carl.
Y'all good at this, man. Carl Malone, good job.
I thought Utah.
Right. Y'all pretty solid, man. Look like we head towards that.
Well, not yet, because Al got one wrong.
Al got one wrong. That is correct. That is correct.
I'm going back to NFL.
Okay. NFL. Drew Henson.
Drew Henson.
Count? Can I get a count?
5, 4, 3, 2.
Troy Aikman.
1.
I don't know.
Troy Aikman. You forgot what the question was. Oldest players to win NFL MVP.
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady.
Oh, Tom Brady. Damn, they did play together in college. Shit.
Yeah.
I was thinking
Michigan.
I was thinking Drew Henson Cowboys. I forgot about college. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Good
You
point.
back in the hunt, Al?
Yeah, let me try oldest MVP to get back in this piece. NBA,
Okay.
please.
NBA. Fighting Illini. 5,
Yeah.
4,
So much for that.
2, and 1. Give me something.
And Michael Jordan.
Ooh, it is Michael Jordan.
Get the fuck out of here. What is fighting the lion now got to do with him? Oh,
Yeah, but-
Chicago.
Yeah, but what's up with that count though? You get the one.
It was after the buzz.
Right, I was
was
about
after
to
the
say
buzz. It
one.
was after
Give
the
me
buzz.
something.
Oh,
Come on,
word.
buddy.
Now we going with, now we going with video challenges. Wait a minute.
You had 3 seconds after he did the second hint after the buzzer.
Yeah. It was after the buzz. You know it was after the buzz. Hey, if this was money would have given it to you, like how he do Jay.
Go ahead.
But it was after.
I'll let that one slide. I'll listen to the tape tomorrow and I'll get.
Hey, true that. Hey, true that. It was after the buzzer though. It was after.
All right, we'll see. The tape don't lie. Tape don't lie.
Nah, tape don't lie. You're right. Tape don't lie.
So we done with the MVPs, right?
Y'all done with them, man. Y'all got them boxes now.
Let me go to the boxes. Check them out.
Okay, Sugar Boy. He was born in Ladysmith, South Africa on the 11th of December, 1955. After surprisingly long amateur career that saw him rack up 185 victories from 195 fights, he turned pro and went on to become a 2-time WBC super middleweight champion at the age of 42 in 8 days. 5, 4.
Sugar Ray Leonard.
Sugar Ray Leonard is not correct. Delani Malinga.
Man, I don't know that dude.
Oh, him
Either.
So him.
from the Kenyan Salingas.
Hey, I don't know him either, yo.
I would have had a chance at that shit.
Yeah. Good luck.
I don't know.
Why? So what Sugar Boy got to do with it?
That's his nickname. You know, it's a lot
really?
of sugar. When Al said it a long time ago. There's a lot of sugars out there.
Lot of shit out.
Okay. Sugar Salinga.
Jay say, what sugar got to do with Malinga?
Sugar Malinga. All right.
Yeah. Sugar Boy.
What country was he from?
South Africa. Ladysmith, South Africa.
Lady Smith St.
They grow sugar cane in Ladysmith, but I don't think so.
Hey, so what sugar got to do with it?
Right.
I just want to know.
I don't know shit about that dude. Okay, go ahead.
Right. All right. An astonishing fighter for so many reasons, as well as featuring amongst the youngest world heavyweight champions in history, he also managed to become one of the oldest during the second phase of his career.
I'm going to go with George Foreman.
Man.
George Foreman, 45 years old, 199 days.
Wow.
Yep.
All right, Jay.
All right. Bringing on
Pressure
last
on.
question.
Let me tally the score. Put L's down there. That was the last question, yo. Now I'm tripping. Now
I won.
Hey, all right, here we go. Born on the 15th of January, 1965, former middleweight world champ. He currently fights at light heavyweight.
Yeah.
He has also topped the former record as the oldest boxing world champ an astonishing 3 times.
Bernard Hopkins. B-Hop.
Bernard Hopkins, executioner at the old age of 49.
Right.
Wow.
Here we go, spelling B.
Oh, shit. We tied?
It's 30.
Oh, shit.
Unless I forgot to give you something. No,
Yeah,
because you missed Tom Brady. Isn't it?
Yeah, which means I got 4 right.
You got 3 wrong.
3 wrong.
You got 2. You got 2. You got.
Oh
missed
yeah,
Tom
I got
Brady.
Sugar.
Sugar Malik.
Yeah.
Sugar Malinga.
All right, let's bring the spelling bee there.
All right.
Oh boy.
On you, Al.
Musician.
All right. You ready, Al?
I'll be ready.
All right. Streptococcus, better known as strep throat.
Streptococcus. Is it in a sentence? No, I'm just playing. STREPTACOULOUS.
Good guess. Good guess. That is incorrect.
Ding.
Okay.
So they do it. This is.
Yep.
Yeah.
The correct spelling is.
Right.
See, I think I'm gonna give it to Jay,
Okay.
and because if Jay gets that one wrong, I have another one, and you're
Gotcha.
still in it.
Man, I wasn't ready for this. I thought I was getting a new one.
Got me? All right.
You threw my
Nah.
you threw me off.
Nah. J.R. Streptococcus.
Streptococcus. STRPTOC. I know it's 2 C's somewhere. CCOCUS.
That's close, but no cigar. The correct spelling is STREPTOCOCCUS.
Oh, I was close. Damn, I was close.
Okay, here's my other word. Now, if y'all get this one wrong, I don't know what I'm gonna do, yo. I'm gonna just put 3 fingers on my back and have y'all guess. Oh, y'all can smile. Hey. All right, Al, back on you.
Okay.
You ready?
Yep.
Okay. Antihistamine, better known as Tylenol.
So am I spelling Tylenol or antihistamine?
No, antihistamine.
A-N.
Oh, can't go back and start over. That's what they're doing. We're using rules the same as the
Oh, I ain't never been in the spelling bee, bro.
Oh,
hold on, sir.
my bad.
What rule? Hold on, you can't just be throwing rules.
My bad. I'm colleagues, man. That's
Okay,
what they
yeah,
told.
my bad,
You
dude.
True.
Antihistamine. ANTIHIST. Mene. MENE.
That's close, Alvin, but it's incorrect.
Oh, you sound like my teacher there. You was all trick.
All right.
That's close. Oh, sorry, ass down.
Jay, on you.
Antihistamine. ANTIHISTAMINE. Antihistamine.
That's it.
JR, that is correct.
Yes.
You are the
Give it up, Newberry Public School Education.
LB champ.
I'm gonna go ahead and put this out there. I would have misspelled them both. As
Go
well.
ahead.
Yeah. You know, I'm a horrible speller.
I know. I read your articles, sir, and I have to I have to edit them.
Hey, I'm a horrible speller, yo. Horrible.
When we first started Defy Life, I said, "Damn, Pooh can't spell for shit. I gotta edit all his articles."
Hey, I was like, yo, let me start using my dictionary, yo. I can't spell at all.
I used to come home telling Lay, "What the fuck wrong with Pooh, man? All these misspelled words and this shit." I gotta edit all his articles.
Man, I gotta spell check everything. Like at times, boy, I misspell they. Like, I'm horrible. Like I gotta proofread it 9-10 times, yo. I'm a horrible speller.
Yeah, that's funny.
Horrible.
Oh man, well, Pooh, you hosted, man. What you got for me?
Man, oh man. Quarantine, you know, everybody keep it going. I guess really tired of talking about it. However, I guess it needs to be, spoken about because we're still out there playing, man. I see a lot of people out there naked faced, naked hands. If you don't know what that means you don't have on any masks, you don't have on any gloves. It's serious. It's really serious, man. And you guys need to equip yourselves. If you don't have any masks, order them. Put a cloth, a shirt, socks on on your face. If you don't have any gloves, duct tape paper bags on. And I'm telling you things that I've seen before. People out there. Mm-hmm. I done seen people duct tape. I was funny looking gloves, and then they got up on me. I was like, oh wow, the bags duct taped to this guy. I said, sir, they have gloves over there. Gloves are over there. But man, let's take it seriously. Stop with the folklore stuff and no White House wearing masks, so it can't be. Nah, I've heard someone say that in a store, and he was like, "What you think, man?" I said, "Look, dude, as soon as I get a mask on me, shit is on me. But believe it, believe it. I'm masking. Look, I got on gloves right now. You see how you near me, right? You near me, and I have my jacket over my face. Why do you doing that? Like, hey, seriously." And he walked close to me, and I walked behind. I was in the store, and I walked behind the store's counter, and I was like, "Oh no," So imagine this guy, me, walking behind the counter because I don't want this guy to get close to me. I was like, "Nah, dude, they'll call the police on me before you get close to me." But hey, it's for real, man. We need to start taking it more seriously. But a lot of people out here serious, a lot of people not, man. Everybody need to get on the boat. That's all I have to say.
No doubt. What you got for me?
First, let me just say, I think that's interesting that that's the first time we mentioned the COVID this show, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
And in, last few weeks we've been talking a lot more about it, so that was interesting. But yeah, I'm with you, Pooh. I've had a couple of conversations recently talking people how this is made up, this is fiction, and not really looking at this as some type of scientific phenomenon that we've been dealing with before we were born in terms of viruses impacting humanity. So I thought that was, that you mentioned it, and I'm like, oh man, just trying to trigger the thought. Other thing I wanted to mention is our president is like an idiot, and I think if you get a chance to watch his press conferences, like that's just a shit show for entertainment. Like it is just hilarious, and I can't help but think of like some of the crazier people in my life, whether they're friends, family, co-workers, like just people that I just kind of like, yo, that dude's an idiot, and now I got one running our country. So like seeing these press conferences where he just loses his wig and he just is just more focused on trying to deny any accountability and culpability and where we are as a country, as opposed to giving facts and helping us make informed decisions. So I think that's crazy. Wanted to also shout out that, we've had some real severe weather going through our country recently. So, as always, from Defy Life, we just want to let folks know that they're definitely things that we're paying attention to. We are with people in our prayers, all good energy. If you're listening, just stay up, stay strong, and we'll all get through this crazy time together. What I really wanted to mention, though, the thought that came to my mind today was, as I kind of sitting there was reflecting on this idea that so many kids are home out of school from a educational system that was already struggling and producing kids that wasn't ready for the future. And so now you're going to have, we've had, a varying experience in terms of quality instruction, from where some kids are getting great instruction and great engagement, and some kids, either due to the, poor planning or lack of technology, some school systems don't have the technology to even teach kids from distant learning perspective. So I think, when we're talking about throwing away months of good instruction for kids, like that has to make it a challenge for when those kids come into school next year, next fall. So the thought that kind of went through my mind is just that, like, we need to be planning and thinking and really leaning in as a society in preparation what that is going to look like in the fall, because you're going to have thousands, millions of kids coming back to a school system where months of not getting quality instruction. And so we need to make sure we have the resources, have the planning, have the support that's going to be needed to lift those kids and kind of accelerate them to even catch up to where they might have been in normal circumstances. I mean, you know, after 2 months of a summer, kids come back like, so what was we talking about? You know, now you're talking about a 4 or 5 month gap. And, you know, again, in some school systems are getting it right and instruction hasn't missed too much of a beat, but I can't say that's everywhere. So that was my parting shot. We just got we got a generation, we got a group of kids, a cohort of kids that we gotta figure out what we're gonna do. They're talking about the economic stimulus. You know, we got an educational need that's about to hit us in about 4 months.
All right. Yeah, spot on. Couple things I want to talk about. One, I'm going to get this out the way. Shout out to Alvin's dumbass quarterback, Dak, for holding his house during this time. Shout out to you, Dak. Way to be a leader. We love you. But nah, seriously, man, that brings me to my second point. On top of, the mask and the gloves that everybody's talking about, that we just finished discussing. Everybody, while you have this opportunity to control everything you eat in one setting and everything you put into your body, even more so that you're in your own home, drink your water, get your vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin D, and boost up your immune system. Because, even if you're wearing masks and gloves, if you're eating like shit and you're not taking care of your body, so remain active. Find something to do either in your home or in your yard to remain active. Because the biggest issue with this is really, when I say this, I mean this whole pandemic, especially in America, is it shows our lack of health and our lack of treating our bodies to prevent these things from killing us and harming us as much as possible. So take care of yourselves, man, and put the right things in your body. I get everybody has a vice, and usually you're stuck at home, and especially if you're by yourself, you're going to kind of lean on those vices, but at least counteract them with the things that can counteract the deadly viruses and things that are possible, as we see. So take care of your immune system, stay hydrated, and stay active. That's all I got.
Word, I hear you on that one.
But yeah, I mean, that's everything. Great show, guys. Again, this is episode 153 of the Defy Life Podcast. Definitely, again, check us out at defylifepods.com, as well as all of our other shows in the network. We'll talk to y'all next week. Until then, Defy Life.
Defy Life.
Defy Life.
We're told that greatness is exceptional, when it should be expected. You choose every day to live your life intentionally, without apology for how bright your light may shine. So go be great, go be brilliant, go be you, go defy life. The Defy Life movement is one that speaks to each of us in its own way. Defy Life gear speaks to us all by reminding us that one size does not fit all. Visit defylifegear.com to get fitted for greatness.